Hi and welcome to this video. Today we're going to dive into a topic that's on the minds of many aspiring chefs, and that's how much money can I make as a private chef? Well, obviously it's a pretty big spectrum, and it does come down to things like how hard you want to work, how driven you are to work for your clients and do a good job. Okay, it is a self kind of starter job as a freelancer. But the good news is that the ceiling for private chefing is a lot higher, 2 to 3 times higher than the rates of pay in the restaurant industry. And that's the thing that nobody's really talking about. And the thing is, you can start early in your career as a private chef. It's not something that's just reserved for the guys with loads of experience in restaurants and in Michelin star restaurants and all of this kind of thing. So before we jump into these specifics, remember these figures are based on average UK and EU salaries before tax, and keep in mind that it might vary in different locations, but the overall kind of picture remains the same. In the traditional restaurant world, starting salary ranges from 13 to 18k a year for a kitchen porter, 11 to 20k for a commie, and it goes up to sort of 15 to 22k for a chef de partie, and these guys are in charge of a specific section in the kitchen. Then we hit the realm of responsibility and leadership. These roles of 25 to 30k for a sous chef and about 25 to 35 for a head chef with around 10 years of experience. Okay, now I'm not really sure how anyone is supposed to pay their bills, save for holidays, raise a family, or save for a house on that kind of money. Okay, and if you need to pay back tens of thousands in culinary fees, then the maths for me just doesn't really add up. Okay, so let's turn the spotlight to the private chefing route. Now, with some training, a fresh private chef can start off taking on dinner party style roles via agencies and things, and the rates range from about 150 to 180 a day. Okay, so if you crunch the numbers, if you work for just 2 days a week for the same 48 weeks of the year you'd be kind of doing in a restaurant, the starting salary is around 12k. Okay, but this is kind of where the magic is. Working just 2 days a week instead of 5 or 6 or 7 days on the restaurant treadmill, okay, for the same money. And let's take a look at Emma's journey as an example. Okay, Emma is a recent graduate from our course. Just 2 days after she finished the cooking modules, she packed her bags and headed down to the Dordogne in France, okay, for a 7-day private chefing gig. 160 euros a day plus travel costs, and before tips she pocketed a whopping 1100 euros. Okay, now not only did this cover a significant chunk of her training expenses, but she also kind of cemented everything that she'd learned on the course. It gave her the momentum, and she's just gone on from there. Okay, since then the rates have been climbing, and she's been taking on jobs all over the Scottish Highlands, and is now starting to book in her kind of winter work in the French Alps for the coming season. Now, as you gain experience on the job, you can start taking on jobs like these for between 200 and 300 per day. And the thing is, there's so much work available, from private villas, contract catering, festivals, dinner parties, shooting lodges, ski seasons. You really do get to set up your own schedule and take the jobs that you want and leave everything else on the shelf for someone else to mop up. Now, with a little more experience, you could look at things that in the higher end, bespoke chalet companies, villa companies, full-time private roles, and then there's the super yacht industry, and this really is where it gets good. The cherry on the top is no living expenses from the moment you leave your doorstep until the moment you've returned. It's all covered, even the toothpaste. And depending on your location, you might even get to avoid income tax if you have kind of spending enough time abroad. These salaries are currently topping out at 500 to 600 per day. Okay, like this advert that I saw recently. Okay, the role will pay more in 3 months than most restaurant head chefs with 15 years experience will make in 1 year. And if you're looking into more permanent roles, these can be north of 100k. Okay, for experienced chefs, you've got to be good. But I've known chefs with 5 or 6 years experience getting into these kind of roles because private chefs develop their skills so much quicker than restaurant chefs or from people that spend time in a culinary institution. Okay, so anybody starting out, my advice as always is to avoid the restaurant industry at all costs. Okay, it takes too long and it's just soul destroying. Okay, but remember, It's not all about money. The unique lifestyle and the travel and the fulfilling culinary experiences that come along with the private chefing career are also what it's all about. If you'd like to know more about this incredible world, you can check out our free masterclass. It's called The Road to 100K as a Chef, and it takes a kind of deep dive into the industry, the 2 different routes into the industry, and how you can become a part of it in just a few short months. Okay, this really is the secret route to becoming a top chef that nobody seems to be talking about, and it will really open your eyes to the only viable route into the profitable cooking career. So check it out, the link is below. Thanks for watching, see you soon.